I have this lighting stuff set up. Uh, I want to get some blue, purples, reds, pinks going on in here. Because I do not turn on the room light. So I'm a little bit disturbed right now. But I want to do this tutorial. The song's pretty easy. Especially for improvisational purposes. You pretty much do what you want. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the gist of how to do this. My guess, C minor. Alright. If you're new to this channel and new to my method of teaching, I don't read sheets. So for easier purposes for everybody, let's just go ahead and treat this as C major. Okay. So in my improvisation, I kind of started off like gradually building. And if you want to learn this song in an easy way, starting with your left hand, you'll be doing C, D sharp, G. And as the song progresses, you can build on this. So, C, D sharp, G, right? That'll be your first chord if you wanted to do one. Next chord, D sharp, G, A sharp, G, A sharp, D. Okay. Now let's do something else, right? We could do full major 8th, right? Or C minor, whatever. But C, D sharp, G, C. Okay, so basically what you need to know here is that your thumb and pinky would be doing octaves. Okay. Same thing here. Same chords as before, right? Now you're just adding your thumb. Octaves, remember. D sharp, G, A sharp, D sharp. Higher comment. It's really hard to want to do these tutorials when my dogs look at me the way that they do. Anyway, G, A sharp, D, G. Right? But in my improvisation, I was definitely doing like 7s because it sounds so much cooler and a lot more emotional. I mean, I feel like that's what I hear when I'm listening to that song anyway. Don't worry, I'm just improvising. So if you wanted to know the 7s, it's C, D sharp, G, A sharp, first chord. Now, before we continue, one thing I like to do with my chords, depending on what I'm playing, is rolling it rather than pressing it all at once. So you can press it like this, but that's very sudden. You're gonna add more character, if you will. Roll the notes. And you're playing it softer too when your hand goes down. Right? And see right here, I didn't teach you this one, but I also like to use my thumb to play 2 notes. So even though you can do this, love that. Anyway, D sharp, G, A sharp, C. But if you want to go ahead and use your thumb for C and D. And listen, like, don't psych yourself out. Like, that chord is not all that crazy. Like, it is sound wise, but as far as playing it goes, don't be afraid to play a multitude of notes within the scale of that chord. Like, there's probably other stuff that you can do in here, you know? Yep. That sounds nice. You can do that chord. Yeah, okay. I know this is what I mean by when I'm saying I hope to teach you an improvisational mindset while also teaching you the gist of a song. Alright. Let's go to the next chord. G, A, D, F. And you can also use your thumb here as well for F and G. You don't even have to play F. You can just take it away. Play right here. G, A sharp, C, D. Don't be afraid to experiment using all your fingers and adding more notes. Like, you'll make yourself comfortable doing that, and that's how you'll find out more chords and different ways to play songs. And you really don't have to worry about playing a song difficult or not. Like, it'll just look difficult because there's just so many notes involved, but you're really just learning how to go with the flow during this. Okay, so now that we did that, let's start with the right hand. It's been a while. Okay, I guess I'll teach you it like that, and then we'll build on that. So, A sharp, C, D, F. Okay. Repeat. A sharp, A, F, A. Right. Now, I know we can continue the song, but I still want to teach you some additional ways that you can play that by, like, adding some more notes, because it's nice to play single notes by itself. You have to know when to do that, but another thing to do is add more notes. It just makes it more beautiful. Okay, and it's so easy to do it. Like, it's very especially if this is like your first song learning on the piano. If you start learning how to play with more notes now, you won't regret it. It might be frustrating at first, but just do it. That way, 5+ years from now, it'll be so easy for you to just play a multitude of chords all at once, just dancing around on the keys, literally, you know. Alright, let's continue. So I like to use both hands for that because it feels more intimate. But you can also, so one way to recognize what notes you're supposed to hit to make it be the same is just easily look at what notes you're playing. So what do I mean by that? I already taught you the chords in your left hand, right? So let's say you're right here, C minor 7, right? And I know that I can play any one of these notes on my right hand in addition to what you've learned, right? So starting here, that means I can also start with also playing this chord on my right hand. Right? And then I can do the same thing here. Now, it might look a little confusing. Don't worry. We'll break some things down. Alright? So, straight from the get-go, play the same notes on the right hand. C, D sharp, G, A sharp. Then you can go right here again. C, D, F. Okay? So we got D sharp, G, A sharp. Same notes before, C, D, F, you know. And this part here, you don't have to play the same. Right here, you can. So right here, you got G and A sharp as your chords, and then you can just go back to. And I like to add my left hand to do some extra stuff, which is just playing D an additional time. Sorry. Or and that one is one of my favorites, so I could teach you that here as well. F and A sharp, then to A, F, A. You can play F again. I love just repeating on this note because you can kind of just play it the entire time. So. that's what I mean by you can play F the entire time. So let me teach you that as well. F, A sharp. But I also like to add G. And you have to roll it. Right? Same notes you've done before the entire time. C, B, and F. Okay. So, next part. My bad. Alright, anyway, next part. Let's see. You know, left hand, you already learned it. So that'll be your base or whatever. And you can do other things. Like you don't have to keep hitting this, right? You can dance around. You can, so what do I mean by dancing around? Like just, like I love doing finger exercises, right? Just like of this, right? And thinking of patterns of different ways to like use my fingers, right? And so then I basically just go ahead and bring that here. So you basically do that. It's not a really good explanation, but you can keep dancing on these notes. You don't have to keep playing the chords. You can just watch. So this part's really easy. You're just hitting F, C, A sharp. And so I think what is most accurate is not playing F by itself, but instead to play it with C and D, or sometimes just D and F. So let me show you again. You see how I'm playing it? That's one example. Here's the other. You can even rotate. I'm not doing the roll yet because I'm still trying to teach you some improvisational ways. So left hand, you can continue to figure out this, and every now and then you can go ahead and delicately hit something an octave down. So let's see where we at. So, okay. So again, just dancing around. Same notes I've already taught you, by the way. It's not like I'm just doing the same thing, playing different notes an octave down. And at some point, you combine the octaves of the notes that you're playing in there together. This is how my mind wraps around playing the piano. You're just doing the same thing in a broader range. So, like, you think about it in the same way as, like, if you ever had a keyboard as a kid, like a miniature looking thing, right? Right? And that thing's basically like one whole octave. Then you get older, and then it's 2 octaves. The same damn thing. Same notes here, right? You're just playing it bigger. And as you get older, it's the same thing. You get older, they add a damn octave. That's been my experience anyway. And so, it's really a good way to not overwhelm yourself about the amount of keys that you're adding into your improvisation when you're learning it. But it's also really awesome to just like stay in your pocket. Like, you don't have to worry about using all the keys right away, but you can. Like, there's nothing wrong with experimenting. I think one of the best things I can tell you about improvisation, be okay with making a mistake and be okay with finding some sounds that just might be unpleasant. Literally, like, how are you gonna know what sounds good? I mean, I guess, like, if you want to, I guess technically speaking, you could do music theory, then yes. But I'm talking about breaking away from that and learning your instrument as far as trying to improvise without it sounding like somebody else's, but make it sound like your own. You know, it's okay to not have a whole bunch of fancy playing. Like, take pride in holding out your chords. There's a lot of beauty and simplicity. You don't have to be out here Flight of the Bumblebee type shit. Dead ass. Just saying. So, we got this, right? Sorry, wrong part. So yeah, C, D, F. C, A sharp. Other version is D and F. Now let's go to the roll. I know this is the part that everybody's been waiting for. That ass. My bad, yo. I got ADHD, so just as easily as it comes, it goes. I love that. Alright, so let's teach it. D, A sharp, C, G, A sharp, F. Let me see. Okay, my bad. Okay, yeah, I got it right. D, A sharp, C, G, A sharp, F, G, D, F, C, D, A sharp, C, G, A sharp. Jesus. If you need it again, because in case you're like, whoa, wait a second, like I can totally imagine the where it shows you which part people keep rewinding on, or fast forward it to, I could totally imagine that bar part going up right there. And so I'm showing you here so you don't have to keep rewinding. Alright? D, A sharp, C, G, A sharp, F, G, D, F, C, D, A sharp, C, G, A sharp. And the same chords going on your left hand. And you immediately jump right back to okay. So it might take you a second because I know, like, just for a second when I taught myself the song and jumping to here, I was like, oh, almost caught myself off guard, you know? So practice it slow. And then immediately alright. I know I dragged this on, but hey, I mean, I want to make sure I'm just teaching it, you know. I want to teach you this in a way where you can kind of understand what's going through my head to make it easy. But I remember being told that me explaining stuff like this is wanted anyway. It makes the tutorials easy, I'm told. Now, that may or may not be true, but I think it's true because I also think that. Anyway, enjoy, have fun, and remember, you don't have to have this shit down pat by the end of the video. So feel free to rewind, have fun, and take your time, bro. Peace.